What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Batman vs. Superman Wonder Woman. Now here we have Wonder Woman in the box. As you can see, she does come with her shield and her sword. She also does come with a collect and connect piece for the grapnel blaster replica. On the front we see a really beautiful rendering of Wonder Woman, and that same image is over here on the side. And then we have a little read-up of Wonder Woman. It says, well, not of Wonder Woman, but more of a synopsis of Batman vs. Superman. Fearing the actions of a godlike superhero left unchecked, Gotham City's formidable, forceful vigilante takes on Metropolis's most revered, modern-day savior, while the world wrestles with what sort of hero it really needs, and with Batman and Superman at war with one another, a new threat quickly arises, putting mankind in greater danger than it's ever known before. Once again, I just think this is a really beautiful image of Wonder Woman. On the back, no other read-up, just what the grapnel gun will look like when it's all said and done. Other figures in this wave include Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Armored Batman, with figures 5 through 8 coming soon, which we already know one is Lex and one is Nightmare Batman. So with that out of the way, let's get this girl opened up, and then we'll go on to the rest of her review, so sit tight, everyone. So here we have Wonder Woman posed out of the packaging. Before we get on to Wonder Woman, let's actually show off her collect and connect piece of the grapnel launcher. It's not an actual piece of the grapnel launcher itself, it's just more of the base. And let's get the grapnel launcher out here. And you can see there's a little peg hole right here, peg right here, and you just snap that in. You just snap that in. There we go. And now we have the base of the grapnel launcher done, and when it's all said and done, it's going to look, hopefully it looks nice. And like I said, I'm still trying to wiggle this off the base. Maybe one day I'll do it, but who knows. But it's already looking impressive. I really hope it looks as good as I think it's going to look. But anyway, that's the grapnel launcher. And so here we have Wonder Woman posed and out of the packaging. Let's get a good 360 of her. I'm going to say there's a lot of good things about her, and there's a lot of not so good things about her, and I'm going to go more onto that in detail. I thought I saw something that I didn't notice when I was first looking at her. But anyway, on to some of the bad things first. She is severely lacking in key articulation points. In case you don't know, her head is probably one of the worst parts for this, because I don't know why Mattel went with a really solid plastic for her hair, and it is just really solid. Like, you get zero movement, little to no movement out of it, and that's kind of a bummer. And another thing is that the way they designed the shield, the wrist on mine is a little loose. Let's actually go try to get her hand out. The way they designed the shield is that they use this little system, and it doesn't look like these can pop out, so you have to wiggle her hand through here and then try to have her grab the handle. Much like the, was it Winter Soldier Captain America? But the shield has a lot of nice detailing on it. I'll give credit where credit is due. That is a lot of detail on the shield. See the eagle right in the front. It's painted really well. You can see all the, I'm going to guess that these are all Greek letters going around the shield. I have no idea what it says, so don't even ask me. If you know what it says, feel free to tell me. But just a lot of detail on the front and back of it. They really didn't have to include the back detail. They could have just had a little clip, but instead they give us this little thing, which is a little hassle, but at least she's going to hold it firmly. One gripe I do have with this is that the way it's designed, it's only meant to go on her right hand, and I think on the trailer that she had it in her left hand. If she has it on the left hand, the eagle is now upside down. Unless that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know, I'll have to go back and look at the trailer. But zooming out, so we can go on to her second accessory, which is her sword. A lot of nice detail on the sword. Let's see if I can't show off the handle first. You can see there is some coloring in the handle. You can see some blues in the gray, so that's really nice. You can see that bronze color. The pommel is nice and detailed, and then once again on the blade you have the eagle on both sides. Some nice detailing there, and it looks like there might be some writing in the blade. I can't really tell, and I don't think I can get the camera to zoom in anymore without losing focus. But yeah, just overall a lot of good detail on the sword. Kind of wish they found a different place to put the China insignia, like, I don't know. But even right here, I'm gonna guess that this is paint error, because that doesn't look like it belongs anywhere on the sword. So I'm going to try to scratch that off, see what happens. But yeah, those are her two accessories, and if you don't want to have her displayed with the sword, you can always put it right here. She does have a spot where you can house the sword. The only problem is it's a tight fit, and I'm worried that either it's going to break off or you're going to wear off the paint on the sword. I don't know if the sword is molded in this silver plastic or if it's painted, so be careful, because this might have a tendency to rub off if you try forcing it into the scabbard more. Sadly, no place for her shield. She doesn't have a place on her back where she can hold it, which would have been nice. Like I said, just really wish they did something different with the hair, because it gives her no articulation. But anyway, going on to Wonder Woman herself, let's actually go on to some of the details on her. Oh, too much. And here we have her face. As you can see, the tiara is nicely painted. I don't have too much of an issue with it bleeding, or the hair bleeding onto it. Does her face look like Gal Gadot? No, but it looks enough like Wonder Woman that you can tell, hey, that's Wonder Woman. Doesn't really look like Gal Gadot that much. But anyway, something I want to point out is that this part of her body, you can see that there's some sheen on it from her neck down to her armor. I don't know why that's there, like it's not anywhere else on the figure. So really questioning why they went with that sheen right here. And like I said, I really can't show that off too well because the hair is a really firm plastic. This belt piece is a separate piece, but it's like molded. It's glued on at the back, and as you can see, it's meant to, I guess, simulate that it goes, if you can see what I'm talking about, it looks like it goes into the armor and out the armor, so that's the effect they were trying to do. You can see the lasso is right here. Kind of small. I kind of wish they made the lasso a little bit bigger. But nonetheless, a lot of nice detail on Wonder Woman, going down to her armor, on her shins. And you know, when I first saw this, I thought that this was a mistake, that this piece should have been on here. But looking at it now, this does look like a separate piece of armor, so maybe that's the way it's going to be in the movie. If not, then yeah, they should have found a way to make the sculpt go higher. I know it's tricky. But then something else I want to mention is the boots. When I first saw that the joint was flesh-colored plastic, I was all, oh man, that's kind of a downer. But then I saw that she has these stripes, no, not really stripes, but the way her boots work are that they're two separate pieces that clip onto her legs. And seeing that, I now know why they went with the base colored plastic, because you can see more the ankle. So really, really nice detail on Wonder Woman. The face could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse too. So let's actually move out, so you can see what I mean by her articulation is a little hindered, but before I do that, she does hold the sword pretty well in both hands. No problem of it getting out, and it is slightly warped out of packaging. I'll have to fix that. Moving on to her articulation, she would have a ball jointed head. I can feel the ball joint moving slightly, giving her really slight up and down movement. Virtually no left and right movement, so that's joint's practically useless. Arms on a ball joint, go out, do a full 360. She bends at the elbow, spins at the bicep, and like Armored Batman has this rotation. I'm not sure why she has this rotation in the arm. It just doesn't look natural or do anything for me. But actually, you know what? Yeah, I don't know why they have this rotation here. It doesn't make sense. But she rotates at the forearm, rotates at the hand. She spins at the waist. No ab crunch, no ab joint, just rotation here at the waist. They actually designed it so that you really didn't break up the sculpt too bad and it doesn't look horrible from every angle, so that's a pretty good job. Legs go forward quite a bit, not at all hindered by her skirt. Go back quite a bit, again, not hindered by her skirt. Her legs go out to about that far. Again, the skirt piece really doesn't hinder it. If anything, the design of her hips limits the articulation, not the skirt. But she spins at the thigh, single jointed in the knee, and it looks like she would have rotation in the boot, but I'm not quite sure. The way that's designed, it looks like there's a peg that goes into her leg, but I don't know, I'm not going to risk moving it too much. And then she does have ankle joint. So all the basic articulation you want is there. She could have more, but enough about that. What I'm going to do now is get a pose up for my final thoughts, then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Wonder Woman pose for my final thoughts, and overall I have to say just a phenomenal looking figure. I went back and actually saw the trailers. She does not have the eagle on the shield, so that's actually detail that isn't supposed to be there. But anyway, going on, she has a lot of nice detail, and that works well for the figure. However, I think she could have used better articulation. Looking at the figure a little more, the reason the head is a really solid plastic is because it's casted in brown plastic painted with the face. I don't know why Mattel did that. They should have just casted the head and hair separately so that the hair could have been made of a softer material. With it being made from one piece of plastic, it makes it really, really solid. Completely takes away the articulation. Like I said, she has a lot of nice details and a lot of good articulation, but she could have had a lot more. Not saying she's a bad figure, I'm just saying there's so much that Mattel should have done differently on her. Now, do I recommend her? Of course I recommend this figure if you've already collected the Batman Superman figures. You're going to want to have Wonder Woman to complete the set. You need the Trinity to take on whatever threats you need. But I would say hold off on her and try to find her at retail. Don't pay scalper prices for her. She's a pretty decent figure, but she's not great. If anything, the only figure that I would recommend paying a little over retail for is Armored Batman, and that's still iffy because even my second one has a few issues standing, so it might be the sculpt. It might be something else. I don't know. Overall, I found this Wonder Woman at Toys R Us for $19.99. That's 2 cents more expensive than I picked the rest of the wave up. So you're going to be paying about not 91, but $21 for her. That's a pretty good pricing, is how that's a standard price for most 6-inch figures these days. If you can find her, I really do recommend you pick her up, especially if you're a Batman Superman fan like I am. If you're excited for the movie, why not pick her up? And this is King of Dragons 5000 saying, don't forget to check out all my other videos. My Batman Superman reviews are all up, so go check them out. Check out all my other figure reviews. If you like what you see, why don't you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.